Hi, it's been a busy and productive week here in Washington. Just this morning, the House of Representatives passed its Interior Appropriations bill for fiscal year 2024. The seventh of 12 annual appropriations bills needed to fund our government. This is an exciting development for our state of Wyoming for many reasons. The bill includes a 35% reduction in spending from fiscal year 2023 levels, expands access to critical minerals, requires oil and gas lease sales, and cuts burdensome regulations, especially related to the EPA. In addition, it fully funds the Payment in Lieu of Taxes program and prioritizes funding for tribes and wildland fire management. The version that just passed the House also incorporates two of my Interior Department priorities. First, the appropriations bill includes an amendment I offered which prohibits the finalization and implementation of the draft resource management plan revision for Rock Springs from the Bureau of Land Management that would severely restrict grazing, mining, recreation, and other activities on 3.6 million acres in southwest Wyoming. This is one of the largest land grabs we've ever seen. The Rock Springs RMP threatens Wyoming's recreation, grazing, and energy industries. If approved, the Rock Springs RMP would block the use of 2.5 million acres of land for pipelines, power lines, and roads, as well as remove 1.8 million acres from grazing, recreation, and economic development activities. Perhaps what's most disheartening about the RMP is the fact that it ignores stakeholder input received over the last 12 years. This is not an issue specific to Wyoming, and my colleagues are fighting similar tactics, including the Bears Ears designation in Utah and others in Colorado and Arizona. We need to put a stop to this, or our communities will continue to be taken advantage of by the powers that be. The alternatives laid out in BLM's draft plan would destroy Wyoming's local economy. I am grateful that my colleagues in the House supported my amendment to prevent any funds from going to finalizing and implementing this monstrosity of a plan. By preventing the implementation of this draft plan and any alternatives proposed, the BLM will be forced to develop a new draft RMP in consultation with state and local stakeholders. The second of my priorities included in this bill is the delisting of the greater Yellowstone population of grizzly bears from the endangered species list. Earlier in this Congress, I introduced a standalone bill to delist the grizzly, with Congressman Ryan Zinke as co-sponsor. As Interior Secretary under President Donald Trump, Zinke moved to delist the grizzly, but this action was overturned by an activist court. With Representative Zinke now on the House Appropriations Committee, he was able to insert my standalone bill into this appropriations bill, which we passed today. I'd like to thank him for his hard work to have such a critical Wyoming priority included. The goal of the Endangered Species Act for the greater Yellowstone grizzly has clearly been met, and we should rightly return species management back to the state of Wyoming. We cannot continue to allow activist courts or agency bureaucrats to block sound species management. The grizzly bear has been listed as threatened, but not endangered, since 1975. And its original recovery goal was 500 bears. Today, we have nearly 1,100 bears in this ecosystem. The population of bears has become so great that they now pose a serious and deadly threat to people and livestock in Wyoming. The state of Wyoming has spent over $59 million on recovery and has an excellent management plan in place to ensure a recovered population will continue to be protected. U.S. Fish and Wildlife found that the grizzly population had exceeded its recovery goals for over 20 years. Now that the House of Representatives has passed this appropriations bill, it is up to the Senate to do the same. Next week, the House will work to pass several additional bills to responsibly fund our government, lower spending, cut regulations, and end woke programs in our federal agencies. I look forward to providing you with additional updates as I continue to fight for Wyoming and Wyoming values while I'm here in D.C. If you would like additional information on what I'm up to, please subscribe to my newsletter at hageman.house.gov. Have a great weekend and God bless.